Hello everyone, Jonathan Schlack, EAS&Weather here. I am back from vacation. First off, I want to thank SPC Convective Outlooks for filling in for me while I was on vacation for the last 8 days. Anyway, thank you SPC Convective Outlooks for filling in for me while I was on vacation for the last 8 days. So, now that I'm back, let's get to it. Starting off with the Day 1 Outlook, we have a slight risk for severe weather today that encompasses parts of west central and south central Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, far southwestern Missouri, and far northwestern Arkansas. And we have a marginal today that encompasses far southeastern Montana, northeastern Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, western Nebraska, northeastern Colorado, most of Kansas, the northeastern panhandle of Texas, most of Oklahoma, southern Missouri, most of Arkansas, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northwestern Georgia, most of Tennessee, most of Kentucky, most of Ohio, most of Indiana, northeastern and far south central Illinois, eastern Wisconsin, and most of Michigan. So, the tornado threat is less than 2% in all areas, so there is no tornado threat from the Storm Prediction Center today, which is good news. Going to the wind threat now, we have a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today. That encompasses parts of west central and south central Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Missouri, and far northwestern Arkansas. We have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today. That encompasses far southeastern Montana, northeastern Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, western Nebraska, northeastern Colorado, most of Kansas, the northeastern panhandle of Texas, most of Oklahoma, most of Arkansas, southern Missouri, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, far northwestern Georgia, most of Tennessee, most of Kentucky, northeastern and far south central Illinois, most of Indiana, most of Ohio, most of Michigan, and eastern Wisconsin. Going to the hail threat now, we have a 15% chance for hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today. That encompasses west central and south central Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, far southwestern Missouri, and far northwestern Arkansas. Now, if you look at the black dashed area, encompasses parts of central Kansas. They already have a 10% chance of seeing hail of 2 inches in diameter or larger, so areas within the black dashed area have the best opportunity to see hail over 2 inches in diameter. So, we have 2 areas where we have a 5% chance for hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today. That encompasses far southeastern Montana, northeastern Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, western Nebraska, northeastern Colorado, most of Kansas, northeastern panhandle of Texas, most of Oklahoma, southwestern Missouri, and northwestern Arkansas. Going up here, we have a 5% chance for hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today. That encompasses parts of eastern Wisconsin, northeastern, don't make this update on me, but the 5% chance for hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today also encompasses eastern Wisconsin, northeastern Illinois, northwestern Indiana, and western Michigan. So, going to the summary for today, isolated scattered severe thunderstorms are expected across portions of the central and southern plains extending into northwest Arkansas. Less concentrated severe is possible across the Midwest into the Tennessee Valley. So, going to the Day 2 Outlook now, we have 2 marginal risk areas for tomorrow. We have 1 marginal risk area up here tomorrow that encompasses parts of south central Washington State and western Oregon. Going over here now, we have a bigger marginal risk area tomorrow that encompasses southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, southern Missouri, most of Arkansas, the northern half of Mississippi, most of northern Alabama, northern Georgia, the very far extreme northwestern tip of South Carolina, all of Tennessee, western North Carolina, southern Missouri, south central Illinois, most of Kentucky, southern Indiana, most of Ohio, all of West Virginia, most of Virginia, Washington, D.C., the western half of Maryland, central and western Pennsylvania, and southwestern New York State. The tornado threat for tomorrow is less than 2% on areas, so there is no tornado threat tomorrow either, which is good news. Going to the wind now, we have two areas where we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today. One that encompasses south central Washington State and western Oregon. Going over here, we have a broader area where we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow. That encompasses far southeastern Kansas, far northeastern Oklahoma, southern Missouri, most of Arkansas, south central Illinois, all of Kentucky, all of Tennessee, the northern half of Mississippi, northern Alabama, northwestern Georgia, the far northwestern tip of South Carolina, western North Carolina. Yeah, the 5% chance encompasses far northwestern South Carolina. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. The 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow also encompasses far northwestern South Carolina, western North Carolina, southeastern Indiana, most of Ohio, all West Virginia, most of Virginia, Washington, D.C., the western half of Maryland, central and western Pennsylvania, and southwestern New York State. Going to the hail threat for tomorrow, we have two areas where we have a 5% chance of hail 1 inch in diameter or larger tomorrow. One that encompasses south central Washington State and western Oregon. Another area where we have a 5% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger tomorrow encompasses southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, southern Missouri, most of Arkansas, south central Illinois, southwestern Kentucky, central and western Tennessee, the northern half of Mississippi, northern Alabama, and the far northwestern corner of Georgia. Going to the summary for tomorrow, marginally severe thunderstorms will be possible on Saturday afternoon and evening from the Ozarks and lower Mississippi northeastward into the upper Ohio Valley. Isolated severe storms may also occur across parts of the Pacific Northwest. So, that's all I got for today. So, stay safe in the affected areas for today and tomorrow. And now I'll have another update tomorrow. Take care.